Hello there you, and welcome to the gigantic orc horde of Squig-Gor. Now, a couple of you have noted that recently the orcs have been taking a little bit of a pounding. Well, today, WARBOSS Squig-Gor is gonna settle the score, as he's about to take on a large Imperial Guard conscript army. Now, the Imperials aren't alone on the battlefield, and we do have a Death Corps of Krieg artillery installation, which is going to be supporting our conscripts on the main line. Will the WARBOSS finally get his revenge, or are the conscripts gonna storm home a victory? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's really good fight. I'm actually looking forward to this. The orcs have been itching for a fair fight, having been stomped in our last couple of videos. Well, today we've got a bit more of a balanced fight. You can see though that our artillery already raining down on our front lines of the orcs here. That Krieger station all the way back there. Look, that's where the artillery installation is. So it's just going to be trying to rain its firepower down onto these front lines, which are already developing quite nicely. We can see the big massive choppers here just pummeling the poor old conscripts. Now, who's going to have enough of a force to outflank the other? That's the question here. We've got some real interesting terrain there that the Imperials can hold. You can see some conscripts are going to be charging forward into melee. The rest of them are going to be holding back and trying to shoot at the orcs. Of course, the orcs are also going to be returning the favor themselves today, bringing the dagger to the field. I mean, look at this. This is a cool looking battlefield at the moment. So many orcs trying to make their way to that front line. The sporadic fights here breaking out as Imperials storm forward. But it does feel, little by little, the orcs might be gaining a little bit of the upper hand here. Oh my god, yeah, that artillery, both a blessing and a curse as always. The orcs that live have just been thrown into the middle of the combat line. But yeah, look at this. The bodies are really starting to pile up, actually, for the orcs. These conscripts doing their job, finding enough time for the guns behind them to lay down covering fire. Our combat lines are starting to stretch out here. Again, the artillery doing magnificent work here on the orkish hordes. But the orcs definitely have the way cut out for them. Oh my god. I will never get tired of seeing artillery. Oh, look at that. Okay. So we've got the gigantic mannequin in the background. For some reason, this happens when I spawn in the orcs. I don't know why, but my god, is that not terrifying? I like to think of it as the overseer of the battlefield. But yeah, for some reason, when I spawn the orcs in on certain maps, that thing appears. No idea what the heck it is. It's like a frozen default model in the sky. But look at this. The orcs have actually pushed over the hill pretty damn effectively here. The Imperial Guard conscript line is really starting to thin out. And praise be to little Timmy, a lake has started to appear on the floor here. You can see the storm boys on the front line now. They're putting in that work for the orcs. The choppers here, literally there to absorb firepower. The storm boys though, these guys are really good. They've got a lot of health, and they've got a lot of damage. My god, look at that Imperial line stretching off into the distance there. So the Imperial conscripts here have managed to take the high ground, and they're using it to lay covering fire right down into the orkish hordes. However, the orcs are looking like they're trying to outflank the Imperials here. I don't know if the Imperials are going to have enough forces. The orcs are still pushing units around. The Imperials now looking like they're actually running out of reinforcements to keep pushing into this area. So the orcs are going to get the upper hand here by the looks of it, little by little. How are we doing on the far flank over this side, actually? Oh, it looks like the Imperials have a little bit of an upper hand over here. Oh, that artillery really helping out on this side. It's so much easier for that artillery to actually hit things on this side of the field, though, to be fair, because there's trees in between all the other stuff. You can see as well, we have got lemon russies on the conscript side. Again, everything just trying to focus fire into these hills. And the orcs now pouring down from the mountains, taking their stupendous losses. Oh god, look at that. The Arquois is strong today. Now, yeah, look at the guy. They've totally pushed past the hill on this side. Oh my god, that collapse is insane. You can see this little gap here. This denotes the difference between the range and the melee units on the field. And it looks like the gunners themselves are actually under attack over here. The orcs now are seriously pushing the hill also. Oh my god, so yeah, that center line just suddenly fell. Again, I'm thinking it's because we've got a lot of orc shooters. There's a lot of Dakar in the center lines here. And I think that's been just railing onto the Imperials. Because again, the orcs have sort of got the high ground as they're attacking. Our Imperial line is still holding for now, though. Like I said, we've got these little sporadic pockets every now and then where you can see these melee troops making their way forward to try and hold back these insane waves of greenskins. We need to keep that artillery pumping if we've got any chance of surviving this. Oh my god. Yeah, that artillery, man. It's so cool. Who's actually winning on these sides? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just had a massive sneeze come through. Don't worry, I'll edit that out so you don't have to listen to your ears being pierced. But there are orcs at the moment are making really good gains now, actually pushing over the top of the hill. Oh no, the orcs are going to have the superior high ground here. The Imperial Guard line is starting to thin out in places. You can see that the gunners are trying to back away, trying to get some distance now. But the orcs are just pouring down from the mountains. There's 190,000 of them remaining, oh my god. The Imperials here taking an absolute beating now. However, we still have got our Death Corps of Krieg lines yet. Not all is lost. Now, one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is the amount of firepower coming out from the shooter line. It's going to start damaging some of these guns eventually. So I think the guns will fall before the Krieg do here. Actually, look at that. Yeah, look, the Krieg are already starting to take a few stray rounds there that are coming out from the orc lines. But it does look like the orcs have almost broken the center line of the conscripts. We have still got a lot of gunners in this area. And you can see slowly but surely we are trying to retreat back towards the Kriegsman line. I'm actually surprised that we've still got this many Imperials on this side of the field. And again, that artillery must have been really helping out. Let's get back down to our front. We've got this tiny little pocket of resistance there that's keeping the orcs back. But it does look like largely, yeah, the hill has now almost fallen. The orcs working their way over it bit by bit. We've still got the flank over here, though, amazingly. The orcs still have not managed to capture their share, although it's looking like they're doing it now. The firepower from the conscript line is slowly diminishing here. We've only got 51,000 remaining against 160,000 orcs. But again, we have still got Kriegman lines over there, so that is something. And the Krieg are damn strong when it comes to defenses. And of course, we're going to have... Actually, this is going to be really interesting. Because we've got these little groups over either side, I think we're going to have to deal with the orcs in 3 waves. So what I think is going to happen is a load of orcs are going to get distracted over here. A load of orcs are going to get distracted over that side. But this middle portion of orcs is actually going to go on to attack the Krieg. Which means that we might be dealing with 3 separate forces from the orcs, which would be really good for the Imperials. Means we don't have to deal with one giant concerted force. But yeah, the orcs have definitely pushed forward now. The conscript line is all but broken in places. But here we go, look at this. We are starting to get these little groups of orcs moving forward. And there it is. The Krieg fire now really focusing them down. Okay, so this is going to be excellent for the Krieg, actually. The fact that the orcs are chasing these little groups that have now broken their army basically into 3, maybe even 4 groups here at this point. We've got 2 groups over there. We've got this one group here and that one over there. Look at them, though. They're just melting. Oh, orcs, this is no way to do it, man. So far, the Imperial tactic working wonders here. Look at this. So many orcs are just scattered all over the place at the moment. Okay, so what I think we'll quickly do here is I just want to hit a tiny little time-lapse camera and see if we can see some of these groups actually coming in, because we need to finish off with them too. And when these come in, oh my, things are going to get a little bit spicy. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see that we did have this one little group here then that just tried to assault the Death Corps of Krieg. But again, it was not enough. They are taking a little bit of a pounding there, the Krieg are. We are taking losses still, man. Them orcs are still pouring in, but again, they're getting distracted by these conscripts who are just running over the battlefield. Meanwhile, the orcs are getting railed into here by the Krieg. that the orks really need to catch up with these conscripts that they're trying to face. But look at this. It finally looks like this side is now starting to enter the fight. However, is this side still chasing down? Yeah, look at this. Okay, so these guys are still chasing down conscripts here. Oh man, exactly as predicted. So yeah, luckily for the Kriegsmen, they're not going to have to deal with one gigantic blob of orks. It's going to be smaller, which means they're allowed to focus their fire right down into the front lines. This has been a tactical blunder here by the orks, chasing the retreating guardsmen. Has split their forces. Yeah, and look at the insane losses now that they're taking. Oh, come on, guys! This is meant to be a victory for the orks here. But this split up has been absolutely detrimental to the orkish forces. Come on, what about this side? Have we at least? Yes, okay. It does look like on this side now the orks have finally managed to cut down most of the conscripts, and they are actually starting to attack. Hopefully, we'll be able to start splitting this Krieg fire now. Though, having said that, the Storm Boys, living up to their name, making their way to the front line. Look at that. Even under the insane weight of firepower, they're slowly but surely getting there. The Kriegsmen standing firm, shovels at the ready, and happy gas mask noises are ensuing. Oh, as the gigantic orc horde here comes crashing into them. How are we doing on the other side? So they've got a lot of natural cover over here. Look at that. These guys weren't able to be shot at until they actually came over the lip. Now, this where it might get a little bit concerning here for the Death Corps. They were hoping that they could only have to deal with one orc horde at a time. Unfortunately, the orcs now have managed to rally both of their forces together and are lending an all-out assault here to the Kriegers. Though we'd, like I said, oh, look at that. Praise be to little Timmy. Oh, that's going right down. Oh, okay, yeah, that's going all the way down there. We'll have a look at the stainage after the battle here. We have the orcs now pushing hard into the Kriegers. The Krieger lines trying to hold out as best as they can, taking as many orcs with them. But yeah, this now two-pronged assault here is actually having a really good effect. I mean, the orcs are managing to get there. The Krieg, even though they're holding out and pumping out that firepower, the Storm Boys are still getting to that front line, cleaving open anything in range. Look at that. Oh, it's absolutely magnificent. Okay, so yeah, one Krieg line has now officially collapsed. The center lines are under assault. However, this is where the extreme overlapping firepower of the Krieg really takes effect. You can see that we've got multiple groups here able to lend fire support to each other. But the orcs have got numbers on their side, with 66,000 of them remaining at the moment. So they are making their way through this outer wall. Yeah, look at that. Okay, yeah, they're officially crashing onto the center lines now. This is going to become a desperate last stand for our Kriegsmen. 10,000 Kriegers hold out against 50,000 orcs. Well, we're about to find out here, and I think they're going to have one heck of a problem. So it looks like, yeah, the Daka managed to blow out all of the artillery guns there, unfortunately. Now, I can't actually see much gunfire coming from the orc line. Ah, there we go. All the orcs are over here. This is all that remains of the Daka for the orcs. And it has been really effective on this side. Being laid down right into the Kriegsmen. Look at that front line, man. Big, brutish orcs just throwing themselves here right at our final defense, which is surrounded. We are down to 37,000 orcs. This is neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen. I really couldn't call this one. I'm thinking maybe if the orcs start getting a bit of a surround going, not letting the Krieg focus fire, that'd be good. Because what the Krieg really need to do is take out all these gunners, because they're laying the hurt on them really badly at the moment. I'm a bit concerned that our Krieg line is getting thinned out on this side. But then again, so is the orc line. Look at this, the orcs running out of reinforcements as they push around here now. 24,000 orcs to 5,400 Kriegers. The orcs trying to push any which way they can. But this overlapping firepower has been extremely effective in the defense. Oh man, 18,000 orcs, can they do it? They did manage to break through this Krieger's line. You can see that the shooters are now pushing up, but the shooters are also exposed to gunfire. Oh man, this is really coming down to the wire. I do not want to call this one. Either way, it's going to be so difficult. The orks do feel like they might have just enough forces. I'm not sure though. Especially with these shooters really starting to pile up on this corner, on this flank here. I don't know if the Krieg are going to have enough to deal with it. Under 4,000 Krieg, 8,000 of the orks. Oh, look at this. We might be able to do it here. The orks are taking so many losses trying to push this one area. 6,000 orks now. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, who is this going to be? Is it going to be the Krieg? Is it going to be the orks? I tell you, WARBOSS Squig-Gor has been taking a heck of a beating, really. He needs this win. Oh my god, I don't think the orks are going to do it, are they? We're starting to run out of gunners as well over this side. Look, they're taking a beating now. Gunners getting shot down here by the Kriegsmen. The Daka was not strong enough, ladies and gentlemen. As the last of the ork choppers and storm boys melt against the happy gas mask noises of the front line. And wow, look at that. Okay, so yeah, it all comes down to this. The last of the gunners here. But fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it does look like, unfortunately, the orks have just not done it again. They had everything on their side this time, ladies and gentlemen. I tested this about 4 or 5 times, and the orcs won every single time. I come to record it, and suddenly the Death Corps of Krieg decide they want to win. Well, you know what? Who am I to declare that they cannot win? Look at them, surrounded by the corpses of all the orcs. Of course they've won, ladies and gentlemen. And we can end this one here. And as always, do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing Chaotic Pinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.